What's going on, YouTube world? Now listen, I told you guys before in another video that I do not like doing this one-on-one confessional type thing, but you know what? Once again, I have no choice but to make my voice heard, okay? Just watch the series finale of Lost. Fail! And please put comments at the bottom to let me know if you're with me or against me, because once again, I am irate. And I need to know what you guys think. I want the last 6 years of my life back. They answered no questions. What questions did they answer? They didn't answer anything. They just created more questions and then decided not to answer them. Like the little bald guy was like, no, we're not going to answer that question. Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to introduce new characters on the show, but why would we answer anything about them? So what was the ending, you may ask, if you didn't see it? What was the big revelation? Jack's dead. And it's not like he's dead from the beginning, like the plane crash and he was dead the whole time. No. He's just dead. Let me explain to you the best I can what the last episode and the ending was like. Each character realizes that they lived this other life on the island in that like alternate side world life, okay? So, one by one, they're all remembering their life on the island. And after everything is said and done, each character from the island ends up at this church. Jack is the last one to remember his other life on the island. He's the last one to figure it out. He finally makes his way to the church, sees his father there, and the father explains to him that he's dead. He starts sobbing, I'm dead. Daddy gives him a hug. It's okay, Jack. And then he asks, is everyone in there dead? And I thought, stupid me, that maybe what they were doing is saying that when the plane crashed, everyone died. And then they were on the island, and they didn't know they were dead, kind of like in The Sixth Sense, and then they had to complete, A, B, and C task to earn their passage into heaven or into the next life or whatever you believe in. No! Not at all! The father explains to Jack that he's dead, and yes, everyone else in the church is dead too, but they all died at different times. Which goes along with this theory about heaven being a place where there is no time. The theory basically goes that if I was standing here and I had a friend standing right next to me, and all of a sudden I died of a heart attack, but he survived, when I got to heaven, he would just be there. Because in heaven there's no time. Everything that ever happened in the history of ever has happened, and whoever's dead and ended up in heaven would just be there. It's like an instant thing. Okay, my mother is still alive, but if I died right now, I'd get there and I'd be like, oh hey mom, what's going on? That's the theory. But now getting back to the awful ending, Jack finds out he's dead and finds out that everyone in the church waiting for him is also dead. Got it. A door opens up, bright light, I'm assuming it's heaven, fine, whatever. They've all gone to their next life. But this answers no questions! Jack's dead. That's it. He's dead. That's not a story! As a matter of fact, that negates the entire purpose of the island. They could have been anywhere. They didn't have to be on a magical, mystical island. It could have been a story about a bunch of guys that lived in an apartment. So the story of Lost is, you're born, you do some things, you have events in your life, and then you die. A lot of people were worried about the ending. They thought it was going to be a cop-out. But now that I've seen the actual ending, I would have been happy with the cop-out. I would have been happy with like a cheesy ending that at least addressed everything. Who is Jacob? Who is the smoke monster? What is the smoke monster? What exactly is the island? I know that you can interpret it however you want, but you know what? I don't want to interpret. Isn't that the writer's job? These guys are genius writers. And they can't write, an ending to explain everything. People go, well, that's the fun of it. You leave it up for interpretation. I don't want to interpret. That's their job. I want them to tell me what stuff is. I don't want to do guesswork. Can you imagine if you actually hired an interpreter? You don't speak Korean. You're talking to some Korean person. You're like, oh, how are you doing? They say back to you, you look over at the interpreter and you go, hey, what did he say? And he goes, what are you asking me for? Figure it out yourself. No! It's ridiculous. The things that I thought in my mind that I was going to be angry if they did, I would have taken. A good ending for me that addresses everything would have been every character on the island is actually in a mental hospital. And every day out at, mental patient recess, they go out and they play this game where they think in their minds that they're on an island. And that kind of pieces everything together. People might call that a cop-out, but it would explain the island. If the island is imaginary, and it's not real, or it's a form of heaven or purgatory, then that would explain why smoke monsters can fly around and why the guy with the eyeliner can't age. But no, the island is a real place. A plane crashed because Desmond forgot to push a button which sucked the plane onto the island. After a whole bunch of terrible crap happened, they got off the island, then went back to the island, then some of them got off the island again, and Jack died. Basically, the reason it went down like this, in my opinion, is because of a fear that the writers had that however they ended it, people would have found fault with it. But if they pull this whole, well, you can interpret it any way you want, we're leaving it up to your imagination, they cannot be faulted for the ending sucking. They become void of all responsibility. BS. Sack up and write an ending. I want answers. Do your job, do what you are getting paid multi-millions of dollars to do, and finish what you started. You'll never see that in any other job. No builder ever drew up the blueprints for a house, then poured the concrete, built the structure, put up the walls, put up the brick, asphalted the driveway, and then when the new owner showed up ready to move in, went, yeah, the shingles are over there, just finish off the roof. No! Never happened! And if that wasn't bad enough, then Jimmy Kimmel pounded every viewer right in the ass with his special with the cast afterwards. And not even right afterwards. We had to wait for the news. It was an hour afterwards. It wasn't enough for ABC that they had our undivided attention for 4.5 hours because of this big event that started at 7 o'clock and didn't live up to the hype. No. They had to milk another hour out of us. So everyone stayed up to watch it because they claimed that they were going to have 3 alternate endings. Obviously, after seeing that train wreck of an ending, I wanted to see, probably like much of the rest of the world, what the possible ending could have been. But it was bullshit! They weren't real possible endings for the finale of Lost. They were joke endings, and in my opinion, not very funny joke endings. Waste of my time. Way to go, ABC. You got me. Me and the whole rest of the country. People are busy. They want to go to bed. It's a Sunday night. I've got work the next morning. Alright, well, I don't have work the next morning, but my girlfriend had class the next morning, and she was very upset. Finish what you started. So give me your feedback, because I want to know. Put the comments at the bottom of the screen. Did you like the ending? Did you not like the ending? Are you with me? Are you against me? I really want to know. I'm very curious to find out what your opinions are out there in the YouTube world. And also, let me know if you like these little reviews that I do, because if you do, I'll keep doing them. And subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other videos. I recently just put up a new video, which is a parody of the song Break Even by The Script. That's the song that goes, I'm falling to pieces. It's about a wife who won't cook for her husband, so he has to order a pizza. I think it's funny. So check that out and let me know what you think.